everyone. Hi. My name is Melissa Riker. I'm the executive producer of the EstroGenius Festival. And thank you for being here with us at the Crane Theater with its brand new seats and its openness, that it is open, for our very first film festival. This last year and a half, as I'm sure you know, performing artists have been forced to do their work in many different inventive, incredibly resilient ways. And one of the ways that they ended up making work was by making works of film and new media. So we are excited to bring those to our big screen here at the Crane. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for being part of EstroGenius.
What's your name and what do you do?
My name is Carol, and I teach English to speakers of other languages for Canva, which is a community-based organization in Brooklyn, New York.
My name is Idris Alexander. I'm 13 and I'm in the 7th grade.
Alright, my name is Ethan Rose. I'm 9 years old and I'm going to the 5th grade.
Hi, I'm Leona. I'm 15 and I'm a sophomore in high school.
My name is Isaiah Reyes. I am 12 years old and I am going into the 8th grade.
Hello, my name is Liz, 38 years old. I was born and raised in New York City. I'm 2. Currently a college student with a background in healthcare and administration.
It depends on what you watch. So, if you look at, I don't know, Harry Potter, for example, I don't really see black people and stuff represented, I guess. And when you look at things like Black Panther or other things like those, we're much more represented.
I think I am represented in shows and on TV because sometimes characters kind of remind me of myself in some ways.
I'm gonna say some yes and some no. Like sometimes I see myself like baseball games or basketball stuff, maybe some TV shows. But movies like Harry Potter and all those other shows that are TV shows and movies that I watch, I would have to say no. So it's kind of like a 50-50 in a way.
Represented as the race, yes. Represented as the character, no.
Generally speaking, no.
What do you see on screen?
I see stereotypes, women of color, Black women in particular, repeated over and over again, generation through generation.
I feel like when there are black people on the screen, they're like represented stereotypically, but not all black people are that way. Like they might have super big lips and they might be like super loud in the middle, and that's not how all black people are. So I don't feel that very well.
Well, I feel that I've never seen a character that a black character, woman of color, be a person or a character without her race playing some type of role, in the character, in the story that's being told.
Do you feel as if it reflects how you're seen in society?
Yes, I do, because a lot of people don't have we live in New York City, we have a lot of exposure to different people, different ideas, different communities, but a lot of the country and the world, they're not as maybe diverse as New York City. So a lot of other people get their ideas about what Black women are like, people of color are like, through the media, the American media that saturates a lot of the world. So then people are treating you based on the character or what their limited exposure through film of Black women and not the person standing right in front of them.
Yes, I do. I feel that way because of the way I'm approached, depending on what I look like and what type of hairstyles I have, what type of ways I'm dressed. Especially if I'm around people that aren't used to being around other women of color. I feel like the only representation that they see or interaction that they have with women of color is what they see on TV, which is not accurate.
A Different World comes to mind, and the title's kind of ironic, but from the 90s, I guess. And it was a spin-off of The Cosby Show, when the character, the daughter, I forget her name, Lisa Bonet's character, went off to college. And I think that show really showed a spectrum of personalities and looks and shades in a Black university setting.
Ron John's concert promotion. Hey, and if that doesn't work, I also do the electric slide while I'm hot.
Criticism involved because it shows Tiana's experience and how she's a hard worker and she's not really the stereotypical rock person. She's well educated and she tries hard.
Over the past 7 years, I think that's pretty accurate. About for the past 7 years, I've really honed in on this idea of representation and noticing that in the industry as a whole, entertainment industry, theater specifically, that there had always been this issue with boxes and types and filling in those boxes and having casting directors, I would say probably producing bodies at theater companies. They would have a box for the Black show or for the ethnic or diverse show. And so a lot of people who, are brown, Black, and other bodied individuals would be scraping for a few slots in a few performance opportunities in a theater's calendar year.
How does representation affect your approach to filmmaking or art?
Representation is key to, for me, being, a Haitian American, Haitian African male living in America. Representation, you don't really see my story in cinema. Yet alone, we don't even see enough African American stories on cinema that don't portray either slavery or they don't portray us in terms of like getting beat down or just traumatizing images all the time, right? When there's like other stories we can tell.
I started to kind of pay attention to that and started really focusing what I would audition for with projects that did have diverse casts, that had a diverse makeup in terms of gender, sexual orientation, race, ethnicity, when it came to creative teams. I was very fortunate that the people that I started working with were also focusing in on this and wanted to have, teams and casts that looked more like a New York City subway.
For me as a producer, my goal on set is to try, because I can't make everybody happy, but I can try to make everybody around me as comfortable as they can, right? And in order for you to do that, you have to initiate the conversation, right? You have to, step up and, converse with your crew members in terms of like what they need and how to properly accommodate that the best way you can, right? Because but you're never gonna have that sort of inclusion that we're talking about if we don't start the conversation. If you don't, make the first move and understand that person's story, their way of life, their gender, whatever makes them feel comfortable on set, right? And then you communicate that with your team.
I think that there's so much that can be found and learned and explored, especially as an artist, through questions. And that when you find that you run out of questions, that means there's still more work to be done, that you're not asking you're straying away from something that needs to be answered. Because if you're doing great art, I think you don't find answers, you just continue to find questions. And I think that's why stereotypes are so dangerous, is because it leads you to a wall of, okay, if I see this person, they speak this way, they dress this way, they're from this place, that's what it is, I've made my judgment, I'm going to move on. Whereas as actors specifically, right, we're always supposed to be asking, well, why are they dressed that way? Why are their shoes this and not that? Why do they live in this neighborhood? Why did they get there? How did they get to where they were going? Who, what, when, where, why, and how is always constantly going. And that's what forces us to build apathy and to build empathy for each other.
Do you feel like the film industry supported you, or did it fail to do so when you were first getting involved, and how did that affect your work?
I feel like the film industry is what you make it, to be honest with you, right? The reason why I say that, and it could be because, I'm talking from a perspective of being African in America, trying to navigate through certain obstacles, right? And learning that, like the opportunities are not just going to come knocking at your door, right? At least for a Black man in America. You have to create those opportunities. I would say that, to answer your question, I would say that the film industry not only failed me, but it's failing, the majority.
Is there anything you would change about this?
Yes, I would want to see a larger range of Black women represented in film in terms of look, shape, hairstyle, ideas, beliefs, personality traits, mannerisms, the full spectrum, and not just, one or two prototypes.
I would change, again, just having women of color, their characters being based off of their race. I wish that we would see more of characters just being normal people, Black women being normal people, being a mother and being a student and being a wife and having a career. I would love to see that.
I would just make it so that Asian people and Black people and people of different ethnicities are just treated the same. Like, they should just act like normal people. They're not different, they're still people at the end. So you're just gonna display one person as a normal person. Why can't you do the kind of like, uh, people are treated differently because of their race, and that's just unacceptable. No one really likes that. So people put them in each other's shoes. They would want them to be portrayed in films and stuff like that as just normal people. So I'll just fix it so that people can feel what it's like to be in the other person's shoes, and so that films can be, you know, equal for all, and that no one's just treated like. It's just making, I guess, movies and shows more. I'm not saying like take white and Asian out, that's important, but I'm trying to not say. To be in a lot of people, but keeping it like, I guess, diverse of every race and stuff, so not anyone feels excluded in a way.
Make a more like diverse black person, if that makes sense. Like don't make them all like big lips or super loud and ghetto. Like make some that are like well spoken, some that are lighter skin, some that are darker skin, because not all of us are the same.
I think in terms of colorism and racism, race representation, it has a lot to do with the literary department's affairs, meaning that at some point, I know we're a capitalist society, but at some point you have to kind of stop saying how will this get butts and seats, and actually look at the work as a whole and read the stories of writers who have been writing for years, who've never been, published, who've never had an opportunity to be staged on reputable stages. So I think it goes to literary departments of saying, let's not do a revival, let's actually take a chance and do something new by someone who, has a resume of really great and interesting work, whether it's written, whether it's directed, whether it's acted, and really starting to take chances and big leaps of faith with unseen talent, I think is huge. I think another thing that can help with the colorism and the race representation on stage has a lot to do, I think, with giving more internships and assistantships to students of color for casting offices and agencies. You look at those offices, you look at who's in charge of casting big shows, little shows. It's the same folks. That's gotta change.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. 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 Oh, what a beautiful morning.
I've been told once before that sometimes people need to hear the same message more than once to fully understand what they are hearing, how it relates to them, how it makes sense for them. I've also read that the reason we need to hear the same thing over and over again is because we are not really listening in the first place. We think we are listening and taking in the other person when really we sit and listen, store our own thoughts to share, and proceed to share our point of view without fully digesting the words that we are receiving. So, in short, we want to be heard but don't want to hear others, only ourselves. In short, humans are weird and selfish, but we don't intend to be. We get so caught up in our own vacuums that we sometimes forget that if we are having this profundity of experiences, maybe other people are having them too. Perhaps that person across from you is having an equally bad day, which is why they are frantically pacing back and forth. Maybe the person you just bumped into wanted to curse you out, and they actually maybe found out that someone passed away and is acting out of anger. Yes, rudeness is unexcusable, but did you ever stop to wonder why that person is doing what they're doing and what they are feeling? I take echoes from all over my life. Horoscopes I've read, self-help articles, and music, especially music, words, and songs.
Would you call this meditation? I sit still for a while. No, I may not be silent, but it's still a while. I think you can call this meditation. I do, and they grow layer on layer. They come and they go, still they go, and they grow. And they oh, never mind, I'm just shaking social media. No way to discuss sense of disturbing us. Hey, because we for just in time. In time. Maybe I should follow it. Learn to stand your reflective to find me. How can it be? Biding time in isolation, grinding over explanations, don't dance to me. How can it be? Time, how can it be me? She's open. Maybe I could close it in time. I see me and she's open. If only I could reach in time. In time.
started so that female characters that are that actors could dig into, that had complicated, interesting, diverse conversations and dialogue could be on stage. So the actors got a chance to try to play those parts, the directors direct them and lighting designers to let them, carrying them. And then in the last 20 years, we've grown and changed and led here, but during that time, Advent Years, a young organization was started, and that organization is called Growing Nerd. That is now an organization that is in high schools and colleges all over the U.S. And two of those songs, there is another show at 8 o'clock that is a mix of doing comedy and comedy. Tomorrow night, there are more dance films and three more shows. 3:30, 6:30, and 9 o'clock. 3:30, 6:30. Those are. Thank you. And artists, if you're here, introduce one another too. Introduce yourselves to one another. This is a fantastic mix of songs and artistry. Thank you.
I like that we finally figured out how to get the poster. That's great. Okay. You